watching Smart 24 TV. We're located at Nile Avenue, plot 42. Yeah, you can come and check up on us any day of the week. We're always available. And of course, in case you just missed out the first hour, we are always live, broadcasting live. And of course, you can catch us on YouTube on Smart 24 TV. Yes, go on YouTube, type Smart 24 TV, and you'll be, and please hit that subscribe button, and notifications will be coming your way just in case of a program or maybe the morning show. Okay, and of course you can catch us on Facebook on Smart 24 TV or Facial. Yes, Facebook is still on. Yeah, of course you have to use other means, and Twitter, now known as X. Well, it doesn't rub off my mouth easily. Yeah, you can catch us at Smart 24 TV now. Get into our inbox, like they say, DM us, talk to us. We can share knowledge. We can learn from each other because, I mean, it's about learning. We are here to learn. On that note, that brings us to our moment of inspiration and motivation here every day, most especially on days like this where you feel, yeah, it's a good Friday, isn't it? It's a good Friday. Yeah, the streets are free. You can crawl on the tarmac if you want, but be aware of speeding vehicles. Be aware of speeding border. This is a time where accidents are actually very many because they know that it is free, so definitely they would run you over. So be careful, please. Don't drink and drive. Today is a very good day. We're having an artist in town. So, but anyway, let's first get motivated, and I'll be back.
With our business tips and quotes, like you've been saying, he's mentioned something to do with the being time savvy.
Yeah, time savvy, and which is really key. Time is very precious. For those of you that do not know, every minute that counts, think of it as money lost. For those that are in business, you know, they usually say people who are business oriented have less time of sleep compared to us.
Have less time of sleep.
Yeah, they're always thinking. Rich people are always thinking. They're always thinking of ways to make money. The next move, as you're sleeping for 10 hours, they're sleeping for 4. So time is really of the essence. Yeah, do things on time. We know Africans, it's quite absurd actually. I don't like that thing of people coming here and the only thing they complain about is time. We are not time cautious. Yeah. Something that is supposed to, a meeting that is supposed to start at 8, we're starting at 10. I mean, doesn't it I like China. If you went to China, you would miss if it's 8. The bus is setting off at 8.
Yeah,
Better be there by 7:30.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is the right thing to do if you take into consideration from that perspective. Well, as we head into other business updates here, we see Honorable Dr. Peter Locuris, who handed over the office to Fiona Nyamtoro as the incoming Minister of State in charge for mineral development. But the interesting perspective here for Nyamtoro was when she mentioned something about equality of wealth distribution from Uganda's minerals. And I think that is quite a key aspect in there. Now, of course, Honorable Dr. Locuris handed over the office to Fiona Nyamtoro as incoming Minister of State in charge for mineral development. And of course, taking a look at a youthful MP, MP Fiona Nyamtoro was appointed as the State Minister in the new cabinet, taking on the position of Peter Locuris, who has now been named the cabinet minister in charge of the Karamoja affairs, replacing that is Dr. Mary Goretti Chitutu in that perspective. Now, of course, she extended her sincere gratitude to the appointing authority for appointing her as a minister. And she mentioned something where she says that I'm grateful for the trust placed in me by the President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the people of Uganda. And she clearly said that she pledges to work tirelessly to advance the interests of the nation and ensure that the mineral wealth benefits all Ugandans, especially those in marginalized communities. I think that's quite a fair... yeah.
I like the fact that we have now a youth perspective in this, because I believe she's also still youth. Okay, not so much. I don't think she's actually in her late-20s. We could be in her 30s now, still in the youth. You know that, because now, if you look at the ministers that we've been having, honestly, I don't know what they are 4th floor, 5th floor of age. Yeah, but this new perspective of youth, because she understands the youth. She has been a youth MP before, so she understands. Yeah, so that is what we want. We want
the youth involved participation.
Yeah, we want both representation.
Yeah.
Both presentation of the young and the old. Okay? Because the young bring in the new ideas, the the innovations that have the use. They relate much more with the population that is here now. Yeah. So that is what probably the president is trying to do, even looking at Bargahara. Yeah, he has been involved. Wait, he may not be a youth, but he is more involved with the youth.
With the youth, of course, even in his business, because majority of the customers' events are largely attended by the youths. So that is quite. I feel it's quite key strategic in that line. And now, Fiona Nyamtoro says that together, let all stakeholders should embark on this journey of progress and prosperity, guided by principles of integrity, transparency, and inclusivity. To that, where she said that together let us embark on this, the transparency perspective, and she said that with your support and collaboration, I'm quite confident we can achieve our shared vision on that is of a thriving Uganda, where every citizen has opportunity to thrive. In that. Now, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabira, congratulated Nyamtoro for being appointed, and encouraged her to be strong, saying that she needs maximum cooperation and confidence because the members of Parliament ask a lot of questions in committees in that line for that perspective. Now, of course, she has come in a time, Nyamtoro has come in a time when mineral resources have attracted foreign direct investment in the sub sector. If you had to take a look at all this, according to a report, but however, the mineral sub sector has continued to face quite a maximum number of funding, seeing the aspect of the institutional capacity, the capacity to manage these minerals in that perspective, value addition to minerals, complex nature of artisanal and small-scale mining, talking about conflict and environmental degradation, as part of the key challenges the sector has been facing. But of course, above all, the value additional bit, I think, just caught my attention in that line, and which I hope is going to be quite a part of the key priorities for Minister Nyamtoro to ensure that we attract more foreign direct investment, and in that foreign direct investment, we're seeing that young people can actually benefit from through and exposure enough for this country, Uganda, because we are kick-starting off one of the most historical moments since mining oil into the oil mining bit, which is quite sensitive, depending on how we can actually handle the situation. So it matters who is in leadership at that particular time. He will either drive it or break it.
I believe she's going to be the voice of those that are going to be working in those mineries and all that, because I've seen actually when I went to Hoima, I saw they've already started. You can see trucks going that side to the Albertine region. So it's quite interesting. So I believe she's going to bridge the gap between the young and the old, with the brilliance of ideas, encouraging the youth actually to work in those, different mining centers and, discoveries. It's a good ad. It's a good ad. I believe it's a good ad.
Yes.
In the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. So there is work to be done. Let her not sit down. Let her encourage the youth to actually work so that we can push for economic development. Because you see, actually, Andrew, when you have a leader that you relate with, it's quite easy to actually give in your grievances. Okay, she may not really understand because she hasn't been in a space where they're in, but at least she can convey the message. She can at least encourage them one way or the other. They can listen to her.
Exactly.
They can listen to her. So that is what we call, let's have a blend. I want to see that blend more in. Let's blend the youth and the old, so that they offer advice, we offer also our new ideas. So now looking at give an example for Senegal now. With 4 years of age, quite young.
Very, very, very
young. So we are really waiting to see what will turn out for, because now that is the time actually Obama actually became president at the age of 44. Ruled for 2 terms, so it's possible. Anything is possible.
All right, now there is something happening in the Uganda Airlines away from that, which is in line with the adaptation of getting a new craft in that line, which is going to be, which is yet to arrive, by the way, into the nation. And of course, the CEO came out to clearly articulate the fact that they are recruiting people as air flight attendants in line with that. So let's wait and see how it's really going to transpire in that line. But we anticipate that anytime soon it's coming into the space, the new craft, and people are going to get employment from that. We have pilots, we have air hostesses, we have there are very many opportunities with the new aircraft. Really, though not so much, because I believe those that have been working will be the Airbus. I like the fact that we keep on purchasing Airbuses, aircrafts, so that at least this is also one way of promoting Uganda in terms of tourism, you can imagine. So the more we have direct routes, I don't know how many direct routes we have actually currently to the different country destinations, but very soon I believe we're going to have more, because these Airbuses go for shorter distances. If you've realized, they go for shorter distances, so there is need at least maybe across Africa, that is also important. Okay. Now, according to a report here, the Uganda Airlines is set to add an Airbus, that is A320neo, to its fleet next month. That is in a move aimed at bolstering its capacity. And of course, the Airbus A320 Neo, according to the reports, will be acquired through a wet lease agreement. That is a type of lease where the lessor provides the complete aircraft. And of course, taking a look at the crew maintenance, the aspects of the insurance and all that, it's all from the lessor who provides all this. Now, this temporary addition comes as Uganda Airlines finalizes where it finalizes the agreement plans to acquire another aircraft permanently. And of course, seeing that the details about these lease agreements were yet to be divulged by the airline. Meanwhile, according to still the reports, the national carrier continues to grapple with the staffing challenges. And of course, this is the CEO clearly saying that we are actually hiring. That is both locally and international aircraft attendants, said Jennifer Bamturaki, that is the CEO of the Uganda Airlines recently. Now, the limited number of qualified pilots in Uganda, the states searching for candidates within and the East African region and beyond. Now, of course, the airline has admitted to have a staff shortage. Primarily pilots, with 5 having recently actually retired from the craft. And of course, this global phenomenon is attributed to factors like factors like an aging pilot population. Let's talk about this, Mercy. There is the population, the generation of pilots that we have currently is aging, and it's affecting the service delivery. When talking about the airlines industry.
Yeah, I do understand, but then because actually it's quite expensive, first of all, I must say. That is why I think there is low enrollment.
Yeah.
Actually, in the civil aviation school, there is low enrollment because it's quite expensive. It's one of the most expensive courses, I should say. But then maybe it takes you a certain number of years for you to be a pro like they are, for you to, to start flying serious aircrafts. Yeah.
And the fact that to attain some of these courses, it's quite pretty expensive compared to the average. If you take a look at the different Ugandans in how to the degree, and who can even think about being a pilot in Uganda in the current economy, apart from if you come from a certain elite class, for you to be able to get into that space. So that is part of the key challenges that the CEO, Jennifer Bamturaki, has presented.
But you see, they could actually do adjustments, have scholarships. For those that are willing, maybe they could do half bursary. Yeah, so it's okay. So it's okay, because I'm telling you, trust me, there are kids who want to be pilots. There is one that wanted to be one, but it's hard even penetrating into that school.
Penetrating into that school is quite
leave
hard.
alone the fees. It's quite hard. You need to be connected in one way or the other.
Now, we see that this global phenomenon is attributed to factors like the aging pilot population, surging air travel, demand, and stringent training requirements. Actually, this is quite a key indicator that there is demand, because but there is need to be people that are going to handle these people that are coming onto the planes. So the supply is too much. The demand is too much, but the supply is quite little. In that line. Now, of course, so we see we have stringent training requirements, like we mentioned, part of the key issues that are leading to probably low intake of the pilots. Now, Uganda Airlines is exploring the possibility of extending the retirement age of pilots to retain experienced crew and training that is capabilities. Now, of course, there is also the aspect of balancing growth with manpower. At the same time, whereby to manage the workload amidst the staff shortage, Uganda Airlines has been forced to reduce its daily flights to Juba and Nairobi from 3 to 2. However, we see that David Kawisi, the airline's director of operations, when addressing the media, he said that the airline is working its existing staff. In other words, there is too much work on the Uganda Airlines. The workers are being too staffed. I think these are people right now. Somebody could be asking themselves, what does it take to really be a flight attendant? Do I need to have a degree to be a flight attendant?
I haven't.
Because,
I believe they also go to school for that. There are courses. The courses, you can't just, there are certain measurements.
But you can't be trained.
You have to have a certain height.
A certain height?
Yeah.
Height. So
if you want to be an air hostess, anyway.
So certain heights don't work on airplanes.
Unless you have to put on heels that short people.
So
you have to be able to reach the cabin.
So how do Chinese do that? Because they're short people.
I don't know. Maybe they're designed a certain way, but you have to be able to reach the cabin to fix things for passengers. Otherwise, you'll have to be jumping over people, like some of us who are short. Or you could put on heels. It's also okay. But there are courses that you can undertake because you have to get a certificate.
For you to be certified as
yes. You don't malanga.
Yeah,
you have to know certain languages.
It's not, okay.
You have to know certain languages. Probably if you're going to be, because East Africa, you need to know Swahili.
Okay.
You need to know French. You need to know. You have to have gone to school and studied communication skills. How do you talk to people?
So somebody can get out of senior 6 and they go study certificate in being a air hostess.
Yeah.
And they can actually be that. So, I mean, we talk about unemployment in Uganda, but there is quite some opportunity for those of you that feel like you can grab this right here. Now, of course, the director of operations emphasized that the crew operations still adhere to strict global guidelines, and that is ensuring adequate rest periods in that line. I mean, they need to have a break, since they do some work, and that is a part of the key requirements that needs to be really witnessed. But that is in line with the Uganda Airlines, of course, as they're looking forward to lease, to receive a leased Airbus known as A320 next month. Actually, you're almost done. I mean, in a few, in April, it's going to be coming in April. That is the A320 Neo. That is the name of the aircraft that is going to be leased. Well, 23 past 8, we'll take a break and of course returning with sport and entertainment.